Bonjour from Liége, Belgium.
I'm Ashley and this is my husband Josh. Welcome to our channel.
We sold everything we had to travel the world and now we want to share with you the way away.
So subscribe down below and press that little bell for all of our adventures.
All right, this morning, you guys, we are, as I said, in Liége, Belgium. We are loving it here. And last night we arrived at essentially what is a French-style chateau here in Belgium that's been renovated 17th and 18th century. You can see the bedroom walkthrough of the place we stayed in yesterday's video. And today we're gonna show you a little bit of the outside and our breakfast service. And then we gotta head out because we have a lot to do today.
Hold me now. You're gonna wake up to the sound of silence. So loud. You're never gonna sound the same again.
So we are headed out now, and I have to say, if you want to stay in this place, check the link in the description.
Stay here.
If you are looking for sort of like a, I don't know, just this quaint, it's almost like a countryside experience, but you're right next to the city of Liège, which we are barely having time to explore. Incredible. The town.
The hosts
oh,
of
yeah.
this place, like, were the best experience with Airbnb ever.
I told
They're
Ashley
so
I want to
sweet.
adopt them, like make them part of my family, and then of course I get to live here as well,
They
so that's
were
an added
amazing.
bonus.
Thank you guys. I know you're watching this. They're part of WayFam as well, so thank you.
We loved it. Okay, but we have to go now. We have to go.
Oh no, guys. We just came out to our car. It's really bad. It's a rental car. And somebody broke into it. Look at all this glass. Just kidding.
Not funny. And you're a bad actress. Don't believe her for a second.
Hold me now. You're gonna wake up to the sound of silence.
So we're gonna do something different today. We are going to a mine. It's kind of mine that you are supposed to be able to get a tour and go inside the mine. When Josh and I were in Georgia, we went to a mining town and we loved it. So I thought maybe this would be a fun and different thing to do that normal people don't. But when we arrived, noticed all these little buses on the side here. So we'll see how busy they are. If that's the case, then it must be a cool experience.
It seems quite well known.
Yeah, we'll see.
All right, we went in, and it turns out that the guide in English is only for large groups. We are not a large group, so we're gonna tag along with a guide in Dutch, but we get headphones to listen to it in English, which is pretty cool. So they kind of slipped us in, I like that. We get away for about 20 minutes, and we're gonna say hello to the people behind us that are waving. Hi. And then all the children that are here too. There's a lot of people here.
I think all the buses were school groups, so this is like an
probably.
educational...
I'm sure, something like history of Belgium or something, I don't know. We're gonna find out.
Alright, we just watched a film. This is a 2-hour tour, and we're joining a group of school kids in Dutch. Thankfully they gave us some handy dandy little, what are these called?
I don't know, audio guide?
Audio guide? Yeah, we can put the numbers in and listen to it. We're gonna go into the mine now, and I cannot wait. We met our guide, and he is super cute.
Hey, I'm right here.
Okay. The name of this mine is Blegny. It is a UNESCO World Heritage Site. I didn't know that, but I'm really excited about it. And it's one of 4 legit or recognized mines in all of Europe.
So basically, you need to have a tour group of about 15 or more to register. Otherwise, there are set dates that you can come for a tour in English.
On the weekends, they do tours for individuals. Like, people can come and have tours.
We literally showed up not knowing what to do.
Yeah. But it's awesome. It all worked out. They gave us a helmet and a cute little mining jacket, and we're going to be miners for the day. I never knew that coal was made from plant life being compacted with silt and then it just layers and layers, just kind of like peat.
It's like super peat.
Yeah, like way more compact.
And then oil is like super coal.
Yeah, so oil actually pushed out the coal industry, so many of the coal mines no longer work, I guess.
Basically.
We're about to take the lift that actually they use to go down under the ground to mine the coal. It's layered. We're going in layers down.
You get 2 stacks of students.
That's so cool.
Okay, here we go.
Attrapt met zeg hi.
It's so fast.
Ik heb nog de 30 meters.
Yeah, 30 meters. Down.
Jullie zijn met mij nu, of we zijn samen op 30. Dat is een van de problemen geweest in het Luik-periode voor 19.
Our first stop takes us to this information sign about old mining lamps. There was this gas that they called fire damp. I don't know what the actual gas is, so if someone knows what fire damp is, put it in the comments below. Basically, it was dangerous. It would explode, and if you breathed it too much, you could suffocate. So lamps, like uncovered lights, were dangerous. They could blow up. So they would use canaries, and if the canaries died from inhaling the gas, then they're like, oh, time to get out of here. Eventually, they invented lamps that would protect the flame from catching onto the gas, and it wouldn't spread and blow things up. It's really cool. But we have to keep going. All right, so we learned that air only circulates naturally up to 50 meters. So we're going down to 60 meters now, and it uses like a vacuum system that pulls the air through the other shafts.
Sucks it through.
This is so cool.
This is a really cool school trip.
All right, second fact, this is already blowing my mind. The Earth heats up quite quickly. So as you get down to about 100 meters in this region, it's about, what? It's not too hot. But if you were to go to 1,000 meters, which they were mining here, but in Sicily, it would be over 100 degrees centigrade, which is impossible to mine in.
En als tegenprestatie krijgt België werknemers, Italiaanse werknemers, maar de werknemers komen uit de zuidelijke regio, de regio Lagos. Alles stopte in de jaren 1900 en dan werk je wel boven. Vandaar dat we dan overstappen naar metalen structuren. Hier heb ik een dynamo die in de ondergrond gebruikt wordt. Gangen vooruit uitdrijven, want kijk nu. We gaan de doorsnede van de gang soorten ontsteken. Dat wil zeggen dat je op de binnenring ontstekers zet je het vluchtterrein. Nu je ramen zet je op een afstand van ongeveer 65 tot 70 centimeter. Nu gaan we hier kijken.
There are only a few workers in the mine that can actually use explosives. They're called the blasters, and they would carry this box with the explosives inside of it down to the mines, as well as maybe a leather case that they used. So crazy.
Ik heb dat heel even laten lopen, de volgende reden. Dat we ten eerste gezien die helling, maar we gaan die kolen laten. Ik denk wel dat het is eigenlijk is.
It's a long way down to 60 meters. We're taking the stairs instead of the elevator this time. How's it going, Ash?
Yeah, awesome.
Yeah? We've come up to the top landing now, but just before we came out, we learned that water caused more deaths than the fire damp because pockets of water would form, they'd drill into it, collapsing the tunnels behind them, and then they drown, essentially. So they would have to run off the water and collect it. In fact, 30% of the total cost of coal production during that time was to just get rid of the water.
So they have like this big drill, and they'll drill into the wall to see if there's any water on the other side of the rock.
And it'll like drain out and stuff.
Yeah, they can either drain it or pump it out. So there are 4 different types of things that would come up from the mine. Wood, steel, rock, or obviously coal. The way that they would get them separated was that the wood floats in water, so they just put them in water, get the wood out. Then the iron, they'll use like a magnet to get that all out. And then the coal and the stone are harder to do. The densities are a little different. So they were able to get rid of them by adding something to the water to make the density different. Really cool. Science.
That additive that they put in the water made the coal float, and then the stone, of course, would stay sunk. And then they could just skim it off the top. It's serenading her goodbye.
The tour is over. Aww. Man, that was like way more fun than I expected. I was excited about it just because I'm interested, like I find that stuff interesting. But if you guys actually haven't seen our Georgia video where I was like super excited about being near the mines, we're gonna link that here for you. But this is a hidden gem, like the definition of a hidden gem. If you come to Belgium and you're driving around, definitely stop by here. Only on the weekends do they do tours for like individuals.
Yeah, check the website for exactly when you can.
Yeah, but I would strongly suggest it. It was so cool.
You don't really think of visiting a coal mine as a tourist activity, but I would recommend it. It was so cool. I learned so many cool things that we couldn't even share in the video because there's just not enough time.
It's totally worth it. So definitely, we'll put the link down below too so that you guys can find it easily because I had a little bit of a hard time finding it, but I'm glad we did because it was awesome. We've made it to a small town here in Belgium, and we are coming to see an art installation called Between the Lines. It's a church that has been made out of, I think, 100 steel beams. It's supposed to be kind of like an architectural genius type installation.
And this was another Pinterest find, so.
It looked really, really cool.
This installation, along with a few others in just a short walking distance, are part of an art installation by Z33, a contemporary art house installation project. And they're working on something called Zout, which brings contemporary art to the countryside in various ways so that you can experience it as you walk through the countryside. We saw sheep, Ashley picked pears, and we had an amazing time.
While we were on our little walk, there was a huge pear tree, a bunch of them, and all the pears were falling on the ground rotting, and so I thought I would do my part and pick a few of them and eat them.
Saving the planet, one fallen pear at a time.
Yeah, I told Josh all its brothers and sisters were rotting, and I needed to save the few that I could. I think I got like 6, and I carried them bundled up in my jacket on my way back.
You don't want anyone to see that you had stolen them.
It's not stealing, they would have just rotted away. There were so many on the ground. This is a perfect pear. Guys, it's pear season right now. And apple season. There were so many apples just lying on the ground begging to be eaten.
I really hope there's no pesticides on that.
I won't die from run by pesticides.
Ooh.
It's really soft. It's good.
When we were at the mine, one of the teachers of the students that we were on the trip with suggested this beer called Trappist Beer. I don't know if you've heard of it, but apparently it is famous.
Yeah.
And I love beer, so I was like, well, we better have some. So on the way up to Antwerp, we have stopped at Trappist Cafe, and apparently they are one of the few places in the world that is allowed to make Trappist beer.
It's really good. It's really smooth. Like easy to drink.
You would drink that?
Yeah.
Wow. What about the other one?
Yeah, I like that one. I bet that's probably the single. This has got to be the double malt, maybe? What? That doesn't even taste like beer.
Really?
It's so smooth. Like, that is so interesting.
I thought I was going to be able to drink these myself.
There's like no bubble to it at all. It's super smooth. It's super malty, I think. I'm not sure what malty is, but wow. I like that one. And they also make cheese here on a dairy farm. And they gave us some mustard. Oh, it's so smooth and delicious.
So the thing with Trappist beer, like many monks and monastic traditions back in the old days, Trappist was a sect? Is it a sect?
I think it's a sect.
Okay,
Yeah.
it's a type of monasticism, and one of the ways
really strict.
yeah, and one of the ways that the monks would support themselves was to brew beer and cheese and milk and other products and that sort of thing. And that tradition has continued till today. The Trappist beer is specifically a beer from that sect, and it has to have like a seal of approval. It has to be made in an active monastery. According to the rules at least, the beer production can't be the first priority. These have to be monks first and foremost. So to this day, Westmalle has 22 monks in the order that help produce this beer, and there's another 40 employees that help out. And there's this cafe here. It's a pretty cool thing. I'm drinking beer made by monks.
Just here.
Yeah.
I think there's only 14 of these Trappist monasteries around the world.
Like, yeah, in the world.
There is one in the US, so that would be kind of fun to see.
You can look that up.
I think there's only 9 here in Belgium.
9 or 6? There's a couple.
Something like that, yeah.
Yeah.
We got lucky.
Ooh, you're right. Whoa.
Yeah, that's what I said. It's so creamy.
I think I like the first one better, but this one was very surprising. I thought it was gonna have like a chocolate taste because of the style,
Yeah.
but no, it's just creamy. It's almost like a Guinness, almost, but it's got a little bit extra to it.
Yeah.
A little bit of that Belgian taste.
It's like no beer I've ever had before.
You want this one?
Yeah, I'll
All
take
right,
that
I'm
one.
gonna have Ashley's gonna have the dark. I'm gonna have the light.
Blowing our minds in a life on crime. You gotta love the
All right, wait, fam. We are checked into our hotel in Antwerp, right? Mm-hmm. All right. This morning was amazing.
Yeah.
This place is crap. We picked the cheapest place we could, and it was still freaking expensive, like 70 euro. I don't like it, and I'm gonna go to sleep dreaming of the place we woke up in. Check out the place that we stayed at this morning, and all the places that we went to today. I would consider them like hidden gems of
All
Belgium.
of them.
Like
Every single one.
Ashley did a really good job of going out of her way to find things that she hadn't really seen much about before, but that piqued her interest. And personally, for me, the mining thing was super, super interesting. It could have been here in Belgium, it could have been somewhere else, but here in Belgium, I experienced it, and I have to recommend that you do the same. So, Wayfam, I hope we encourage you to get there and travel today, and we'll see you in the next video. Goodbye.
Ciao.
Au revoir. Au demain. I don't think that's this part of Belgium. Okay, good night.